Nice. Okay, here we are. It is time. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to be doing part 2 of funny secrets behind my cosplay photos. You guys really enjoyed the first video that I did, and since then I've thought of a bunch more little secrets behind my cosplay photos, which I've jotted down here. So we're gonna make this into an entire series. So let's get into it. This is part 2 of funny secrets behind my cosplay photos. Now I have to decide which ones I want to actually tell you. Okay, all right. We are going to start with Raven, this photo of my Raven cosplay. This was from a photo shoot that I did during Emerald City Comic Con back in 2018 with my friend Seb, also known as That Guy You Know, who is a super talented guy. You should totally follow him if you aren't already. He has great YouTube videos. He did a video shoot with my friends and I, and he did a photo shoot with my friends and I in our Teen Titans cosplay. The thing about my Raven cosplay is I don't paint my hands for it. Since, like, aside from her legs and her face, she just has her hands showing, I actually wear gloves that I painted gray and stuck fake nails on, and it's worked so well. It's been really, really helpful. The thing about that particular day, since then, I've done a bunch more body paint gloves like that since Raven, and since then I've started using Gorilla Glue, which is like the best, strongest glue ever, and I love it so much. But back then I was using a different glue, and it turned out this glue was not nearly as strong as I had hoped. So while we're doing this photo shoot, I looked down at my hand and I noticed that one of my nails was missing. And I'm, trying to be like the cool, calm, collected cosplayer. I'm trying not to freak out too much about it. And so I'm kind of weighing it in my head. Like we're midway through our photo shoot and I'm like, oh no, I'm missing a nail. And I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to put in the time and effort to try and find this nail? Is it a lost cause? What's happening? Luckily, I knew that I had that nail going into the photo shoot, so that means that it had fallen off around where we were shooting. So I was like, okay, it would be pretty manageable to try and find it since, it's in this very small vicinity, but do I want to bother doing that? And is it really going to stress me out that much? And in the end, I decided that it would. I'm trying to keep it cool, but I'm like, this is going to look really weird in photos. I worked really hard in this cosplay. I don't want this one little thing hindering it, and I don't want to look back at the photos and be like, oh my gosh, that's really bothering me. So I decide to be like, hey, my nail fell off, and bless Seb. He was instantly like super concerned and started helping me find it. So I'm like kneeling there in my high-heeled boots with my cape. I'm trying to like lift my cape off the ground so that it doesn't drag while I'm trying to look for this nail. And we're in this like really muddy area. So I'm trying to like keep my cape out of the mud, and I'm like kneeling down in my Raven cosplay. And she technically doesn't wear pants. I wear leggings with the cosplay, but like she technically doesn't wear pants. So it's just a really weird cosplay to like be crouched down looking for a nail, and I'm trying to find it. And bless Seb, he starts looking as well. Our other friends who are also shooting with us are like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, she lost her nail, we're trying to find it. Like, he was very concerned, bless his soul. Luckily we did end up finding the nail, but there were some photos that had been taken before I knew that the nail was missing. So if you look really closely, you can see that I'm actually like just straight up missing a nail. But luckily that was a one-off thing, and since then I've used Gorilla Glue to put all my nails on my body paint gloves, and it's been a lifesaver. Use Gorilla Glue. That is like the best, strongest glue, and that's gonna keep you from having to crouch down in the mud in your cosplay looking for like a tiny acrylic nail. Like, it was just, looking back, it was hilarious. And I am very grateful that we found that nail. It was great. And I was smart. I did bring the glue with me because I had a feeling this kind of thing would happen. So always bring your glue with you as well, because you never know when you might just straight up lose a nail off of your hand. Ash. All right, so these photos were taken at the Calgary Stampede grounds when I was at Calgary Expo last year. And can I just say, Calgary really knows how to do cons. Calgary Expo was so amazing, and I really hope I get to go back again because I really, really enjoyed it there. Like, oh my gosh. And everybody there was so nice. I met a bunch of followers from Calgary while I was there, and they were all super, super nice. And they were like, welcome to Calgary. Sorry about all the snow. And I'm like, it's fine. You guys have the best cons ever, because Vancouver cons really suck. So anyway, was very grateful to be there. But the thing about Calgary is that pretty much everything is cowboy themed, and I was cosplaying Ash. So it was just like the most beautiful coincidence ever. And one thing that they have, this little kind of like Western looking town-ish setup. It's very, very cool. So we took a bunch of photos there, obviously, because it worked perfectly for my cosplay. The thing that you don't know about those photos was that while we were shooting near us, we weren't shooting like super close to these people, but they were like in the vicinity. There were these, I think, teenagers hanging out next to us, but again, not like right next to us. Like there was a really good amount of space between us. So we're shooting, and these teenagers, apparently, I learned this from my friend because I was so busy like posing and trying to look like a badass. These teenagers kept trying to photobomb our photos. And my friend, she was trying to like motion them out of there, you know, maybe they didn't know they were in the photo, but they very much did know that they were in the photos, and her politely trying to get them to stop photobombing the photos didn't work. So she had to resort to very kind of precariously and very like methodically framing the photo so that she wouldn't get them in, which is crazy to think back. And here's the other thing is that we were on a time crunch. Like we had events that we had paid to go and see, right? So we were trying to quickly get some photos before we had to run off to a panel. So when you see people doing a photo shoot, please don't do that. You might think that you're really funny for trying to photobomb a photo, but you really aren't. Luckily, my friends and I, whenever I'm at cons, we'll just pass the camera to one another and we'll all take photos for each other so that everybody ends up getting photos, but not everybody has that. So sometimes people will pay photographers and they'll pay a very specific amount of money for a half-hour shoot, right? So when you're disrupting that shoot because you think you're funny and you're trying to photobomb the photos, you're cutting into the time that the cosplayer is paying for to get those photos. And again, you don't know their circumstances, right? You don't know if it's like a limited amount of time, and it's just really rude. So like, please don't do that. But like, bless my friend for being able to take really good photos and framing those people out. But yeah, definitely a funny little story from behind the scenes of that photo, and definitely a good lesson to take away. Just please don't do that. You might think you're really funny for photobombing someone's photos, but you're really not. If they're doing a proper photo shoot, just don't, please. The next one is actually not a funny story behind a photo, but it's actually a funny story behind a TikTok. So recently I posted this funny TikTok from Fan Expo with my friend where we're cosplaying Moxie and Millie. The thing about that particular video was that it was being taken right as people were getting kicked out of that area of the convention center. So at that point, I think the convention had ended and we were all just chilling out and we were taking photos, taking TikToks, and then we see this security guard coming from the distance. And at that point, we had already like set up the audio, we'd already set up the framing, we'd already set everything up, right? And if you've done a TikTok, it can sometimes take a long time to like get everything in order, right? So we had already done all the work, but we see this security guard coming towards our group, and as he's walking towards us, he's kicking people out, right? It's kind of like, you know, seeing a massive wave coming towards you and it's washing things away, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be next. That was a dumb comparison. So we see this and I'm like, oh no, we've already gotten everything set up and it's only going to take like 15 seconds for us to make this. And so I look at my friend and they're like, oh, like we have to go. And I'm like, hold on, let's just quickly do this and then we're just going to run out of here. So we quickly take the TikTok. That was a lot of tease. And luckily we do it within more than enough time before this security guard comes towards us. And then we like grab all our stuff and we get out of there and everything is fine. But you don't know it, but there's some low-key panic in that TikTok because we're like, are we gonna get this done in time? But luckily it all worked out and, you know, we had more than enough time to pack up all of our stuff and like get out before technically getting kicked out. So luckily it all worked out. Daphne. Okay, so in this particular photo, I had worn this cosplay to Vanilla Comic-Con, which happens during the summer, and Daphne is obviously a long-sleeved outfit, and I overheat very easily to begin with, and it was the middle of summer. So what you don't know about those photos is that I had some dope-ass pit stains while I was wearing that, which is not very Daphne-like, obviously, but they were there. And it's really funny because my friend TBazeTV, he has a vlog from that day. He was taking video of me shooting with my friend Tim, who does these beautiful cosplay showcase videos. So in the actual showcase, you can see like everything looks great. I'm posing everything, and my poses for Daphne, I typically have my arms down, right? The thing is that I did not know that I had these crazy pit stains, right? As you often don't. It's usually like, you know, a very unpleasant surprise after, and that's exactly what happened here. So, you know, I'm posing, everything looked great, and then I see my friend Trey's vlog afterwards, and like I'm talking and I'm like leaning against a wall, and like the pit stains were there, man. They were there. And was it embarrassing? Yes. But like, is it also part of being human? Absolutely. So I just rolled with it. My comment on that video was like, oh man, look at those dope ass pit stains. Fresh. Like, you know, in those situations, you just kind of have to roll with it. I'm very grateful that those stains didn't come up in photos or anything, or in the beautiful showcase footage that Tim shot. But yeah, I definitely was like walking throughout that convention with just these major pit stains as Daphne. You know what? Solving mysteries, it's sweaty business, and sometimes you just have mad pit stains. And finally, let me see, what's a good one to leave off on? All right. So for a last one to just leave you guys off on, this is more of like a really cute secret. It's not really funny, but it's cute. I like adding little details to my cosplays sometimes, and Vivi from Mystery Skulls, who I love, she and I are so similar, and I love that. We are both the cute and the spooky. I have a really cute little detail to that cosplay that I think a lot of people don't know about. So in Mystery Skulls Animated, which if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. I'll have it linked up there. It is so good. The major ship in that series is Vivi and Lewis. And like, just side note, Lewis is my ultimate cartoon crush. Like, if you asked me what cartoon character I would marry like in a heartbeat, absolutely Lewis Pepper, 100%. I love him. He's great. Beautiful, beautiful ghost man. But anyway, I love that ship so much. And while I've been cosplaying Vivi, I haven't had a Lewis to cosplay with, but obviously I wanted to represent that ship in some way. And I love it. And it's also like, it's very cute, and it's also very heartbreaking just because of all the things that happen in Mystery Skulls Animated. So I happen to have, I think I had gotten it as like a fair prize or something. It's a very cheap little, I think I have it actually, hold on. So I have this very cheap little pinkish, purplish ring. Again, it's like a fair price. It's very cheap. I had noticed that it is like the perfect color for Lewis. So I decided, kind of on a whim and as a cute little detail to my Vivi cosplay, every time I cosplay Vivi, I always wear this as kind of like a symbolism of their relationship. Some friends suggested that maybe it's like a promise ring or something. I don't know, however you want to slice it. But like the idea is that like this is a ring that Lewis gave her, and like since she can't remember him, she just has this ring and doesn't know who it's from, but it's actually like super symbolic. So if you ever see my Vivi cosplay photos, look for this little detail in there. I love doing little things like this in cosplays because, like, you know, it adds more meaning to the cosplay and it really makes it your own. So anyway, whenever I cosplay Vivi, I always have that. So always look out for it. My little Lewis ring. I love it. Anyway, and it's just awesome that like this cheap little ring that I got, I don't even know how I got it. It really seems like inconsequential. I actually got to like find a use for it that is actually quite meaningful to me. So anyway, there you go. There are some more funny secrets behind my cosplay photos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're looking for more and you haven't seen my first part to this video, I will have it linked in the end slate and in the description and up there and, you know, all over the place as I usually do. Feel free to share your own funny secrets behind your cosplay photos down in the comments or make your own video or whatever. It'd be really cool, like I've said in the past, if this became a tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it made you laugh, and I hope that this helped brighten your day in quarantine. Please stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you guys all next time. But until then, Panda Faces, please be sure to take care. Bye!